am at the Traveler's Oasis, and not necessarily here on vacation. Hey there, vacationers and travelers. I didn't specify locals of the North Georgia mountains or locals of the East Coast of Central Florida. That is because we left the North Georgia mountains this morning at Restoration Retreat, and we are on the road. We are headed to the Traveler's Oasis on the East Coast of Central Florida. Here I am at the Traveler's Oasis, and not necessarily here on vacation. As you can see, there's a little work to be done. Our cleaning crew was here the other day, and she sent me a message and sent me a couple pictures. Evidently, here in Florida, over the last few days, they've had some epic rain. And unbeknownst to me, there was a little bit of a leak on the edge of the roof right here, out on the outdoor patio. Well, with this epic rain and the significant wind that they had, apparently that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Not necessarily a straw, it was a downpour, but it was what was needed to ultimately bring this part of the ceiling down. So here we are, tearing the rest of the ceiling out, and I've got my supplies and my materials and whatnot to make the repairs, get the Oasis back up to running, back to normal. So I got the call from our cleaning crew that we had an issue. The ceiling had collapsed over the patio. I needed to get here to make some repairs. It's part of being a vacation rental owner. You gotta be able to drop what you're doing and handle problems as they come up. So I was called one day about it. The very next day, I was on the road and headed to Florida. The trip to Florida from Blairsville, Georgia, where we have the Restoration Retreat, isn't just necessarily a hop, jump, and a skip away. It's about 850 miles and equates to about a 9-hour drive. And part of that drive's through downtown Atlanta, so you gotta kind of strategically time your trip is to not hit that area when traffic is gonna be the worst, because Atlanta is notorious for heavy traffic. All right, so right now we are in Valdosta, Georgia. Like I just said just a bit ago, we went through the city of Cordell, which is our halfway point. Went a little bit further than the halfway point to stop and get gas. And like I said, we're in Valdosta now. So we're maybe about 15 miles from the Florida state line, and just under 3.5 hours to go till we get there. So here I am on the road again. And this is probably about the 8th or 9th time that I've had to make this trip within the last year. So it kind of gets a little monotonous. And listening to the radio, trying to keep yourself entertained on a drive like this is kind of difficult to do. We used the landmarks, the street signs, you know, which city is going to be next, to kind of try and help whittle away the time that it takes to make this trip. Because being on the road for 8 hours and 12 minutes of this 567-mile drive can kind of get a little wearisome after a bit. So I guess it kind of goes without saying that we interrupted our series. We were on part 2 of our walkthrough of the Blairsville Town Square. So obviously next was supposed to be part 3 in this series. And we're actually even going to be a little bit late in posting a video on time this week because of what's happened now. So today is Thursday. Tomorrow should be the day that a video gets posted. It may or it may not, but the one that is going to get posted is going to be this video when I had to come here to the Oasis. Again, we got interrupted when the ceiling came down and do some repairs on here. So we will get this one put together. We'll get the Oasis back up and running, which we're just about there, as you can see behind me. And we'll get back on track with our series of the Blairsville Town Square. And that'll pick back up next week with part 3. So, but we'll see you then. We still got a little bit of wind going on. We had some rain last night, some pretty good rain, and hopefully that was the last of it. But when the ceiling came down, it came down right in this area, right over here. When I started pulling the rest of it down, I brought it back down to this end over here where there's a seam. I'm gonna take the rest of that out and just do one whole clean strip. And it also wiped out a strand of my cafe lights, fortunately. I have another set. I needed to be prepared for just such an event. I got back from the Home Depot a little bit ago. As you can see, I've already been working on getting that ceiling fixed back there. But I also got a few odds and ends because we like to keep the Oasis in tip-top shape. There was a curtain rod that was bent a little bit, so I got that to replace that, do a little bit of touch-up paint. But all in all, for the about 6 months, I would say, that the Oasis has been up and running. When I got here, I was thrilled. I was so pleasantly surprised. All of our guests here have been fantastic. The place seemed to look better than ever. So, and I credit our housekeeper for keeping the place nice and clean. And hopefully that just tells everybody out there who wants to come spend some time at the Oasis that it's going to be in tip-top shape for you when you get here. So as you can see, the ceiling has been put back together. It actually looks pretty good. I have to put a coat of paint on the whole thing to blend the colors in. But you can see I had to do the texturing on it, and I tried to match what they did over here with over here, which is kind of a little bit of a trick. I am not a construction worker, much less somebody who knows how to do drywall. The way I do drywall is you can just keep putting it on there and sand it off till you get what you want. But so eventually it turns out to be what I want it to be. It just takes a little bit of patience and determination. But I think when I get an even coat of paint on this whole thing, it'll look really good. So not only did we get to come here to the Oasis, get the ceiling fixed, I also got to do a bunch of little odds and ends, little things touching up. Because when people come and rent the house, things can happen. Like the ceiling fans in the kitchen and the living room, the little chains were broken on those. I had to fix those. Just little stuff like that, little odds and ends. So again, we're taking advantage of the opportunity of being down here. Though our series got interrupted, we are going to seize the opportunity. So we are here on the east coast of Central Florida, obviously, in the Traveler's Oasis, and in a previous video, I actually put together a little bit of a hodgepodge one of Cocoa Beach helicopters, but we're going to get the real deal one this time. Again, we're going to seize the opportunity, and we are going to create some beachside adventure videos while we're down here in Florida fixing the Oasis. All right, everybody, so we got the repairs made to the Oasis, took care of a bunch of little odds and ends as well as while we were here. So this is my last night here. I got a nice thick juicy steak I'm gonna cook on the grill, and I'm gonna relax, and we're gonna hit the road tomorrow to head back to Restoration Retreat up in the North Georgia mountains. So this was certainly an adventure that I wasn't anticipating, and I know that our series got interrupted, but we're gonna get back on track next week and pick up where we left off, and we're gonna pick up with part 3 of the Blairsville Town Square. So there's probably going to be a part 3 and a part 4, but in the time that I've been down here in Florida, I've been able to pick up some footage for some beachside adventures. Finally, we're going to be able to start intertwining the beachside adventures with the mountaintop adventures, and hopefully make our YouTube channel a little more entertaining, a little more versatile, mixing it up between the mountains and the beachside. So, anywho, thanks for joining us on this adventure, most certainly, and we'll see you on the next mountaintop or beachside adventure. Book your next getaway with Restoration Vacations. Stay with us in Florida at the Traveler's Oasis or in North Georgia at Restoration Retreat. From the mountains to the beach, we have a place for you. You can visit us online at www.myrestorationvacation.com or call us at 800-309-5076. And don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to our channel.
For more awesome content on restoration vacations. And make sure you go check out my channel, LPS Pony Tony, and make sure you like and subscribe to my channel too.